November 2nd, 2014. A woman walks alone on a Philadelphia street after missing her bus. She has no idea someone is watching her from the shadows. At 9:39 p.m., a car turns onto Coulter Street and parks near a security camera. Moments later, a bus pulls up to the red light. The doors open and a young woman steps off. She adjusts her bag and begins walking north. Behind her, a dark figure emerges from the same direction. The man crosses to the opposite side of the street, then doubles back. He follows her through the intersection. She senses something. Her pace quickens slightly. The man closes the distance. He approaches her from behind and says something. She turns. They appear to exchange words. He extends his hand. She shakes it, still backing away. Then he tightens his grip. She tries to pull free. He drags her toward the curb. She fights back, but he overpowers her. They disappear behind a building. On the pavement, a pair of glasses. Shattered glass, a cell phone face down on the concrete. A witness named Dwayne Fletcher is walking home from the store when he hears screaming. He runs toward the sound and sees a man forcing a woman into a parked car. The vehicle rocks violently. The rear window explodes. Fletcher ducks, thinking he heard a gunshot. The car speeds off into the night. He calls 911 immediately. Within hours, detectives identify the victim using the phone left at the scene. Her name is Carlesha Freeland-Gaither. She is 22 years old and works as a nursing aide. Her family is contacted. No one has heard from her since earlier that evening. The footage is broadcast across every local news station. Tips begin pouring in, but none lead anywhere. The man in the video is impossible to identify. His face is obscured by a hood and the angle of the camera. The car is a gray sedan, common and unremarkable. What detectives do not yet know is that the man who took Carlesha is already wanted in connection with another abduction. 1 month earlier, a 16-year-old girl was taken in Richmond, Virginia. The man held her captive, stripped her, poured gasoline over her body, and began digging a grave. She escaped. She told authorities the man had shown her photographs of other women. Women he said he had killed. His name is Delvin Barnes. He is 37 years old. He has a history of violence. When authorities tried to arrest him, he had already disappeared. Now Carlesha is in his hands. Inside the car, Carlesha is terrified. Barnes drives south on Interstate 95. Less than 30 minutes after the abduction, he exits the highway and parks in a secluded area. There, he assaults her. She does not know if this is the first time or the last. She does not know if she will survive the night. She tries to think clearly. She remembers her training from working with high-risk patients at the hospital. She knows she cannot overpower him physically. She has to stay calm. She has to stay alive. At dawn, Barnes wakes her. He tells her to throw out the trash in the car. She steps outside into an open field. For a moment, she considers running. But she does not know what else he has in the vehicle. She does not know if he has a gun. She decides to wait. As she gathers the trash, she gets an idea. She places broken glass from the car floor into the bag. She adds a cut zip tie. She removes one of her earrings and drops it inside. Then she ties the bag and leaves it on the ground near the road. Later that morning, Barnes drives to a PNC bank. He asks for her debit card. She gives it to him willingly. She knows the transaction will create a trail. She gives him her PIN code without hesitation. Back in Philadelphia, the FBI receives a call from a woman in Havre de Grace, Maryland. She says she found something strange on her property. Agents drive out to investigate. On her lawn, they discover a plastic bag filled with debris. Inside are candy wrappers, potato chip bags, shattered glass, a cut zip tie, and a single earring. The items are too clean, too organized. Someone wanted them to be found. One of the items is a receipt from a supermarket in Philadelphia. The timestamp shows 1:50 p.m. on November 2nd, just hours before the abduction. Agents request footage from the store. A man in a dark hoodie and black hat enters the frame. He keeps his hand near his face, avoiding the cameras. The footage is released to the public, but the quality is too poor to identify him. Meanwhile, forensic divers are searching the Susquehanna River. Tire tracks near the water suggest a vehicle may have been used to dispose of something. Helicopters scan the area for heat signatures. Agents believe they are looking for a body. Carlesha is still alive. She is locked in the trunk of a moving car. Barnes has left the back seat down so he can see her while he drives. She engages him in conversation. She asks about his life. He tells her he has a daughter. He talks about how much he loves her. Carlesha tries to connect with him to remind him of his humanity. Then he talks about the others. He describes what he did to them, how long he kept them, how he disposed of them. Carlesha understands she is dealing with a killer. On November 4th, officials in Richmond see the security footage on the news. They recognize the man immediately. His name is Delvin Barnes. He is wanted for kidnapping and attempted murder. A warrant was issued weeks ago, but he vanished before it could be served. Agents move quickly. They interview his family, his neighbors, his ex-partners. One ex-wife confirms that Barnes drives a gray Ford Taurus, the same car seen in the abduction footage. A team is sent to the dealership where Barnes purchased the vehicle. By luck, the dealership had installed a GPS tracker on the car due to his poor credit. The device is still active. The signal places the vehicle in Jessup, Maryland. Every available unit is dispatched to the location. Agents spread out across the area, searching parking lots and side streets. At 5:15 p.m., ATF Special Agent David Cheblak spots a gray Ford Taurus in a strip mall parking lot. The rear window is covered with a black garbage bag. He radios for backup. Other agents arrive within minutes. They surround the vehicle. The windows are tinted. They cannot see inside. They wait. Then a figure moves in the front seat. Barnes sits up. He has no idea they are there. Agents rush the car with weapons drawn. Barnes is pulled from the vehicle and placed in handcuffs. He does not resist. One of the agents approaches the rear door. The window is still covered. He cannot see inside. He opens the door. Carlesha is lying in the back seat, bound and terrified. She looks up at the agent and asks what is happening. The agent tells her she is safe. She tells him her name. She says she is the one they are looking for. Carlesha Freeland-Gaither has been rescued. She has been held captive for 3 days. She is taken to a hospital and reunited with her grandmother. When they embrace, neither can speak. They hold each other and cry. Dwayne Fletcher, the man who called 911, hears the news on television. He breaks down. For days, he blamed himself for not doing more. Now he knows she is alive. 1 year later, Carlesha reaches out to Fletcher. They speak on the phone for the first time. She thanks him for saving her life. He tells her he only did what anyone should do. Today, Fletcher runs a boxing gym in North Philadelphia. He teaches young women self-defense. He says he never wants another girl to go through what Carlesha did. Delvin Barnes is interrogated by federal agents. He confesses to abducting Carlesha. He confesses to assaulting her. He confesses to everything. He is sentenced to 35 years in federal prison. Carlesha is now a mother. She says her son reminds her what life is supposed to feel like. She still has nightmares. She still struggles with fear, but she is alive. She is grateful it was her and not someone else. She believes she was chosen because she could survive it. Her story is a reminder that even in the darkest moments, there is always a reason to fight. Even when hope seems impossible, survival is still within reach. Carlesha never gave up. She left clues. She stayed calm. She trusted that someone would find her, and someone did.